All right. We are live, live, live. Let's just make sure that we're live in the right way. My goodness, that's a lot of windows. Okay, I'm just going to check YouTube, you guys, and make sure that we are streaming. Drop in the chat where you're calling in from if you are on Zoom. If you're not on Zoom and you are live in YouTube or on Facebook, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are happy that you are here. And I'm just going to make sure that we have the right thing streaming. 1 second. Because, you know, YouTube is amazing. Okay, are we live? Let's see. We are live. And yes, perfect. Okay, so what I do not see. And yes, perfect. Okay, so what I do not see. Sorry guys, 1 second. Yep, technology is amazing. Well, I hope you guys are in for a treat today because whatever is going to happen today has got some impact. That is what is happening because this is the most resistance I've ever experienced on a live ever. So that's super fun. And I'm just going to, yeah, it's like literally not sharing. Hang on. I'm going to disconnect. Okay, there we go. All right, so today's Rewired for Feminine Wealth Masterclass is really 20 years in the making. If you're new here, my name is Melanie Greeno. I have been working with women in business, people in business in general, but really moved into working with women several years ago because I found a common pattern. And that common pattern was interesting because people would come in, they'd want to make more money, they'd want to expand their lifestyle, they'd want to create impact, they want to have, you know, a happy life and do all of these things. And what ended up happening was they continually struggled in this nonstop chain of almost enough, just enough, feeling like there was something wrong with them, feeling like they did something wrong, feeling like they couldn't get the business right, feeling like, you know, they didn't want to bother people. And I'm not talking like any specific business. I'm talking, I have nurses that wanted to, you know, accelerate up the food chain, so to speak, in corporate and still didn't want to overstep someone, right? Like we have this innate thing in us as women that we don't want to take up too much space, or we've been somehow trained that we are secondary to give everything away for everyone else. And the problem with that is that eventually, you know, it stops working. Like it's a strategy that can work for a minute or two, but it can't work long term. I mean, ask yourself this: have you given everything that you possibly can to the people that you love? Wave at me if that's true. If that's true for you, you give it to your family, you give it to your spouse, to your business partners, to all the people, you give all your energy away and you still end up in this cycle. Well, I just want to say that it's not you. It is not you. There is an identity shift that has to happen. And I'm going to go through what I did in my own life to rewire my own brain for success. And I'm going to talk today, interesting, I cannot believe what's happened in the last 24 hours. I was telling the ladies that were on a few minutes early that, you know, I stepped back into my coaching business only like 2 months ago. We did our first live masterclass, which many of you were on, Millionaire Breakthrough, last month, and it was wildly successful. It was a multiple 5-figure launch, okay? So I have created over $80 million in sales and network marketing. I have built traditional businesses. I have planted and built churches. You know, I've built a coaching business. All of them have the same thing in common, and that is people. All business, I don't care what business it is people. So when we look at what it is that we need to learn, what it is that we need to do, and what happens when we go to step out in life, I really need you guys to hear me that what happens for people, what I have seen, Jennifer, if you can check the emails, there are people trying to get on and they've got the wrong link, because I love how the spiritual realm works. All right, so what happens, and tell me if this happened for you. You have an idea and you get super excited about it. You have a business you want to build. You have a relationship you want to find. Maybe some of you want to move out of the country that you live in. Like we left Canada and we're in Panama now. Traveled the world. Been in 18 countries in the last 12 months. Like crazy life, right? So have you ever had this experience where you get really excited about something and you go to do it and then literally you just hit a wall? Like you just, like everything seems to conspire against you. Something happens, like literally it could be an outside something happens and inside something happens. Maybe sadness kicks up, maybe doubt, maybe fear, maybe lack of resources to get the thing done that you want to have done. And then all of a sudden the momentum is slowed down to the point where we start to question whether that thing was for us in the first place. Have you ever had that happen? Right? And if you haven't, I'm not sure, maybe you haven't actually stepped out to do anything big. Because I'll tell you, the moment you step out to do something that's outside of your comfort zone, everything gets uncomfortable. That's just how it works. So I'm going to talk today about rewiring the mind for success, what that looks like, how we can really create a new level of comfort zone. That's really what this is about. So I'm going to tell you guys a quick story, and then we're going to jump into how you can apply this to your own life and what this has meant for me over the last 20 years of working with people internationally, which is an interesting experience because you understand my mindset is not just people from Canada, people from the USA, or people even from Europe. It is global. This is a human problem. This is not a specific zone problem, right? So let's talk about it. So I decided to launch my coaching business. That's amazing. We do a 5-figure launch, wildly successful. You know, some people came in, some people didn't. Totally good, all good, like so all good. And there are people on this webinar that had massive breakthroughs just from that masterclass and then jumping into the 6 month. And I see Linda nodding her head and Morgan nodding her head. You're going to hear from Morgan here in just a little bit. And Linda, I mean, she stepped out. She did her first launch webinar like where she was actually presenting. You know, she's shifted her mindset. She's got movement. She's actually invited some people here. And the truth is that whenever you step out to do whatever it is that's in your calling, some of you are still looking for your purpose. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about what does it mean to find a 5-figure or 6-figure purpose. Some of you have network marketing companies. Some of you have businesses that you want to build. Some of you are coaches. Morgan is a homesteader. You're going to hear from her. She homesteads and teaches other people how to homestead. You know, like I said, we have people from all walks of life. So this isn't a specific job genre. This is like a human expansion, right? Because the spirit is meant for what? Massive expansion. We're meant for more and massive expansion. And so through the process of me stepping out, launching my coaching business, I decided that I wanted to gain visibility. So I went to an event that I felt called to go to, and it was super strange, very short notice. I went and I really felt the urge, calling to activate wealth in women. I've been doing that anyways for 20 years. But to own the title of the #1 wealth activation mentor for women. And that is what I do. I'm really good at helping people make money, good at activating the mindset to create the multiple streams of income, to create the investing, right? Because the truth is, I don't know if you guys know this, but 3 out of 4 women that end up in poverty do so after their husband dies. And they weren't there beforehand. And most women at some point in their lives get to start over in the middle of it in some way. So I know some of you are on here caring for aging parents. Some of you have hit the restart already and you've lost a husband or have had a divorce. So I really want you to understand that wherever you're starting from, it's just really, it's okay. If you didn't fail, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, there's nothing that you know, sometimes there's things out of our control. and we just get to manage them the best that we can. So, having said that, I decide I want impact. I decide I want exposure. I get 2 invitations. One is to a major podcast, and one is to CNBC, to a show, a TV show, CNBC, within 48 hours. Now, I had to choose the exposure first. So how many of you would say you're at a stage in your life where you want to grow your business, whatever your business is? You want to grow your business. Give me a wave if that's you. Okay. I'm going to put me on main screen right after we do a picture. You guys, this event is going to go down in history, I promise you. I have never had so many technical difficulties. I'll get there in a minute and tell you guys all about that. But let's just give them a wave because we have to do this. I'm telling you, you have no idea. Okay, so I decide I want impact. You guys most likely are at a place where you just said you're growing your businesses. What is it going to take to grow your business? Ask yourself that question. Drop it in the chat if you're able to. If you're not driving a car right now, drop it in the chat. What do you feel is necessary for you to grow your business? Time and focus, okay? Getting over my fear of my own success, yes. Belief, yes. All of those are important. Consistency, yes. Fear, time, and belief, okay. Michelle just nailed it. Exposure. This is the one thing that we all avoid. Because what do you need consistency to do? Get exposure. What do you need time and focus to do? Get exposure, right? Do you need time and focus to deliver to clients? No, that's the best part. Like I just had 2 people get started in the 6-month program. They've already upgraded to CEO school and one-on-one coaching, right? CEO school isn't even open. They've already upgraded. It's not even open, right? Do I need focus and time and consistency to deliver on the back end? No, I love my clients. Are you kidding me? Tell me you wouldn't spend all day helping people if you could. If you could just sit and deliver to your clients and have the money roll in and just do that part, it'd be great, right? What's the sucky part of business? Putting ourselves out there, creating content, learning tech, figuring out why your emails aren't getting delivered with the correct links in them, right? Like, I'm just like, you guys, I went through this funnel with a fine-tooth comb and still it broke. I'm like, I want to take a pen. Oh, see, I want to take a pen and stab myself in the eye. Well, guess what happened last night? 9:30 at night, I get this pain in my eye that is so severe. I am in bed covering my eye like this. I washed my eye out 3 times. Covering my eye, trying not to move it because the pain was so excruciating. I didn't get to sleep till 1:45. I go to bed at 8:30. 8:30. I'm an old woman. I go to bed at 8:30, right? Cover my eye. I wake up at 4:30, which is what time I normally get up. There's no way I'm getting up. I've been sleeping for 3 hours. I go back to sleep. I wake up at 9 o'clock. When I wake up, the entire funnel is broken. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me right now. So thank God for Jennifer. We spent the last 2 hours trying to get the Zoom link out, trying to, let everybody know what's happening. I'm telling you this to impress upon you guys that if your life feels like a bit of a show, it's okay. If your business feels like it's just not going correctly, also okay. It's not what happens, it's how we respond to what happens. So what I wanted to do this morning, because I woke up, do you understand? Like my eye, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's swollen, like it hurts. So no idea what's wrong with it still. So, but what did I do? I activated the things that I know to do. What do I know to do? I know to reprogram my mind. I know to heal, use my energy to heal my own body, right? I know what else? That when I wake up feeling panic, do you guys ever wake up feeling like, oh my God, like heaviness, panic, overwhelm? I know those things aren't real. See, those things aren't real. Write this down. If you're a note taker, write this down. Facts are fluid. State is static. So what do I mean by that? The facts around you, those are fluid things. Like the facts, like this morning's overwhelm, this morning's, perceived. Now this is the other thing we got to talk about with Rewired for Feminine Wealth. Perceived failure. Because my mind tried to convince me I'm a failure, I'm a screw up, I did something wrong, I didn't lead my team correctly. You guys know what the chatter I'm talking about, right? You guys know it, right? You're not good enough. These people can do it. Why can't you? So then I'm like messaging my tech guy, because you understand, like, my business is big. Like, it's not like when I email people, I email 5,000 people. When the thing breaks, it breaks. Like, it's like there's like 15 steps in a funnel with tags and all the things. I'm not doing this to scare you, because eventually you're going to have those. If you hang out with me long enough, you're going to have a multiple 7-figure business, But I don't want to scare you, but I just want to say, like, I'm messaging my tech guy, and guess what? He sends me a video. His uncle died in the middle of the night, which is around 9:30 my time when the stab got in my eye. And he's at the wake. Can't do anything about it. I'm like, oh, I see. So when you're tapped in, turned on, tuned in, you have to be prepared. How many of you are empaths? You feel stuff. You feel other people. Like when other people, right? You feel other people's pain. You feel their grief. You feel their struggle, right? Some of you are maybe not identify with that. That's okay. But I'm one of those people. I can tell. I had a friend who was 34 years old, major player in the network marketing industry. She got cancer. I knew before she got it. And the night that she died, I was in Italy. And I woke up at 2:30 in the morning weeping. And Greg's like, because I never do that. Greg's like, what's the matter? I'm like, I think she's passing right now. And I felt it. I felt her leaving. And she did. When I got up in the morning, the announcement was made. Right? So if you're an empath, don't worry. It's okay. You can still become a multiple 7-figure earner. You can still make a lot of money. You can still do all these things. And just because you've had stuff going wrong in the past, just because you've done things and you feel like they failed. I was on with a client the other day who said that she tried a network marketing company and she failed at it woefully, really badly, basically. I'm like, why are you saying you failed at it? She's like, well, because I spent a lot of money to get started in it and I never recovered the money. And I'm like, but why is that a failure? Why are we seeing our trial as an error? Do you know how many times I tried network marketing before it worked? And this isn't just about network marketing. I told you guys, I build businesses, I build churches, but I want to talk about this specifically because what happens is women try business or try different things and they don't get the result that they expected, so then they call it a failure. Well, if we're going to rewire your mind for feminine wealth, first of all, feminine wealth is ease. Feminine is ease, receiving, the ability to receive, the ability to attract, the ability to draw close to you. Does a mother have to chase a child for the child to want the mother's love? No. Does a woman have to chase a man, or is it typically the man chasing the woman? Right? Typically. Women are, we're receptive. We're a receiver of energy. But what we have been trained to do is do business in the masculine, to live in the masculine. We are the power. Yes, Michelle, we definitely are the power. But we have been trained to operate in the masculine, take care of everything, hold it together, be strong, don't be too emotional. Well, this is what I say to my husband. My poor husband, because this gets like all over social media, but I'm just going to tell you guys anyways. This is how it goes in my house. He's like, you're being over emotional right now. I'm like, oh, am I? Or am I just being emotional? He's like, yes, you're being emotional. I'm like, well, if you don't want me to be emotional, I can remove my vagina. You can marry a man, and then you'll have a non-emotional spouse. How's that? He's like, no, thank you. I'm like, perfect then. I'm going to continue on with my little emotion. I'm not going to apologize for being feminine. I'm not going to do that. Have I learned to manage, and that's why I'm telling you guys this story, have I learned to manage the trouble in business? Yes. How? Trial and error. There have been times where things have happened in my life and they've taken me out of business for 3 weeks at a time, 4 weeks at a time. Knocked me off my center. I allowed the perceived failure to convince me that I was never going to get there. So I joined several network marketing companies before I actually gained success. According to who? Every time you step out and try, you're telling your soul she's worth it. Every time you step out to do something new, you're answering a prompting from what I would call source energy or God. You're answering a prompting to move towards a dream that you hold. How is that a failure? Ever? I have, and I'm still finding out how business works for me. Way outside the box. Yes. And here's the truth. This is what, why we have such powerful results inside of Millionaire Breakthrough, because I really believe that we need profit producing activity meets energetic alignment success. See, we have to do the profit producing activities, but we have to do it in a way that aligns with feminine wealth. Feminine wealth does not extract. It does not take from those around us, right? I'm just going to put me on the... I just realized I didn't do this. Sorry, guys. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Makes my head really big, but here we are. Okay, so I love life. Okay, so the masculine extracts. They take what they want, and I'm not talking the human. I'm talking the masculine side. When you're in your masculine, you're going to go, take what you want and not worry about who's affected by it. You will focus in a way that is not necessarily in the flow, work till you fall down. Have any of you ever experienced burnout, right? Burnout happens when? Burnout happens 2 ways. One, when we've outgrown our way of earning money. When we're trying to work within a income system that we've outgrown, that you'll get burnout. Before I launched my coaching business, I was burnt out. The moment I launched my coaching business and doubled my workload, I was no longer burnt out. Why? Because my coaching business is my calling. You see? So if you're feeling burnout at your job, it's probably because you've outgrown it. If you're feeling burnout with your kids, it's probably, or your family, it's because you've outgrown the way you're doing it. So we just have to shift the way we're doing it. Yeah, without alignment, I'm just a mess. Everything, yes, is 10 times harder. Literally. Or there's the second part, which is what just happened to me, which is I'm stepping out into a much more visible situation. And in that, there is challenges. And I don't want to say it's a test because I don't believe that God tests you. I don't believe the universe tests you. I believe that the way I am being has to shift. I can no longer afford to disappear into the background because it's convenient. Oh, we're going to talk about that right now. Okay. Apparently you're all doing that. That's fun. So let's just talk about that for a minute. We have been taught to sit down, shut up, be quiet, be good girls. Don't offend people. Don't be rude. Don't be too much. Definitely don't stand out in school. I mean, really, what happens when you stand out in school? When you were in school, when you were in high school, did you want to stand out? Did you want people to notice you? Most likely no, right? Most likely no. If you stood out, it's probably because somebody was picking on you. So you become a target. Bingo. So now we carry that forward into business, into entrepreneurship, into our jobs, and we don't want to stand out. But the truth is, to be the top 1% in the world, the top 5% in the world, do you need to stand out. If I'm going to go impact 1 million women's lives, which is my goal, do I need to stand out? Yeah, I have to. How else? What do I think their clients are going to magically show up? It's going to fall like there's some sort of client fairy that's going to drop them from the sky? Right? Now, do we want to align our energy with attracting the clients? Yes. But do we want to take the action simultaneously that aligns with that? Yes. So, how do we stand out from the rest? What I want you guys the question I want you guys to ask yourself is, there's actually a couple questions, so let's just talk through them. By the way, this was completely not the curriculum I planned for you guys today, so this is real-time download. Let's get results. The question you need to ask is, if you don't step out into your calling, who loses? Yes, you. I like that answer, Michelle. Yes, you. But who actually loses? Clients. They're waiting for you. Your customers. They're waiting for you. I'm going to try and say this without crying. Do you know how many times I've got on the phone with people and they've said, I was praying for an answer and then you showed up? How many women I've helped make just $50,000 a year and they're like, you have no idea, that saved my life? Debbie, we were on the phone the other day and Debbie literally said to me, a few years ago, you probably don't even know you did this, but she's been in my coaching for a while. She just came back this year, which I'm so excited for. And she said, you have no idea. This one thing that you said this one time completely changed the trajectory of my retirement. Because I told her to take her retirement early. And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, do it. You need to do it. And she did it. And because she did it, she's getting way more now than she would have got if she would have waited. That ripple effect, that's the effect you guys are going to have on your clients. And when you have women phoning you and saying, thank you so much for that thing you said, thank you so much for that thing you did, how many of you know that most women feel completely alone? Like, they have girlfriends. They might even have girlfriends that they bitch about their lives to. But like, when it comes to elevating, when it comes to learning money, how many of you were actually taught about money? Anybody? Like, is there anyone? I can't see all of you. I wish I could see all of you. That's why I don't like having my head so big. But how many of you were actually taught about money? Taught how to invest? One of the things that we're doing inside of She's Creating an Empire this year is we're going to be talking a lot about gold and silver. I made $1,700 in gold and silver in like 6 weeks. Doing nothing. Nada. We have trading strategies. We're going to be talking about that inside of She's Creating an Empire. People are not taught. We have had $50 million worth of debt paid off inside of our communities by normal families, average families that just learned how to manage their money correctly. Average person joining our, gold and silver changed my life, right? The average person joining our community increases their household income by 3 streams. Like, this is what lights my fire. So here's the thing though. My gifting is to activate your gifting. My gifting is to help you step into your mission. Julie, I was thinking this morning how grateful I was for you because you don't know how you changed my life. And I think I've literally only paid for a few small things, but you gave me most of this info for free because it was worth the silver prices to me, right? Like that. And Julie, who just wrote that, she's got a nonprofit idea that she's working on, that she's actually taken action on. And I'm so proud of her. And if I can invest in her and then she can go live her mission, the ripple effect makes my hair stand on end. The ripple effect, do you understand? It's all mission driven, all of it. So when you're thinking about your situation, this morning when I got up, it was heavy. My eye hurts. It's really sore. It's even really sore right now. My eye hurts, right? I got not enough sleep. I feel completely messed up because of technology. The funnel broke. And then I remembered my training. And this is what I want you guys to hear. Why do I want you in my orbit? Why do I want you in my millionaire breakthrough? Why do I want you to be around me for the next 6 to 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, Debbie's 4 years? I have clients that are 8 years. Why? Because it takes time for you to learn a new behavior to react to the old. Now, can you have an identity shift overnight? For sure. Morgan did. You're going to hear from her in a minute. She literally overnight exploded her business. Overnight. Can that happen? For sure. But do you need to be reminded more than you need to be taught? Yes. So here's what my training, what I've done for myself. I reminded myself that God brings the people and God takes the people away. You can say source, universe, it doesn't matter to me. I had somebody inside of the program that got upset because I mentioned Jesus's name. If you get upset by Jesus's name, I don't know what to tell you. I'm never going to tell you to follow. I'm never going to tell you but if that name upsets you, then why doesn't Santa Claus or Ali or whatever else not name? Like, what are we doing here? If that's the thing that takes you out of your purpose in your training, bye. I love you, but also, like, I don't know what to tell you. So if you're the person that gets offended by things like the word God and Jesus, this might not be the platform for you. I'm never going to preach to you ever. I'm only ever going to teach you what happened for me. So I got up this morning and I remember God brings the people and God takes the people away. The exact right people are going to be on this Zoom and the exact right people are going to hear this message. And there's nothing I can do other than what's in my power. So we re-emailed everybody. I asked you guys to reach out to the people that signed up so they could get the link. And guess what? The right people are on this Zoom. And now the content that I had planned is actually separate than the content that's happening right now. Why? Because what you guys need to hear isn't what I had planned. And I can have my plans all day long. But if I'm tuned in, tapped in, turned on, then I'm going to know what's necessary at the time that I need it. That's my training, and that's what I want for you guys. I want for you guys to move through your lives, through your businesses, knowing that no matter what obstacle comes your way, no matter what challenges you face, and by the way, the bigger the calling, the bigger the purpose, the bigger the program that you need to run in your mind. I had to decide that I'm the #1 wealth activation mentor for women before I have the business to prove it. I have results to prove it, but I'm talking like this new business that I'm building, because this new business is 30 days old, right? What else did I have to decide? I had to decide that when I'm going to LA to do this podcast, that I need to have a media person there with me. It's $1,000 expense just to get them there. And then there's going to be food and all the things. Right? This is a new business for me. And by the way, our streams don't pay for each other. So this business, no one pays for this business but what I do. Right? My silver and gold business, that's paid for by it's all self-generating. I want you guys to generate assets. I want you to have wealth generating assets is my point. So I decide that I need to have a media person there. I step out, I book her. That same night, my eye goes wonky. My guys die. The uncle dies, so my tech guy's not available. Everything's broken, and I am now in a mental battle. Here's my question for you. When you're building your business, how often would something like that take you out? How often would you say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow? Or I'll reschedule? Or, God, I suck, but no. If we're going to rewire you for wealth, then what we have to do is say, what would the #1 wealth activation mentor for women do in this moment right now? Would she lay on the floor and cry about it? feel sorry for herself, get depressed. She wouldn't do that. She'd keep going. Also, what do you think the M stands for? Why do you think I remind myself daily? So, rewiring your mind for success means that we have to live from the end. So I'm going to try and teach you a very big concept right now. If you don't get it off the first step, it's okay. There are two things that we need to learn. One, living from the end in mind. Living from the end in mind. And living in the end in mind. These are two different things. From the end in mind is the seed. Living in it is the tree that comes from the seed. So living from it is the end that we want to create. It's the seed that we plant. Okay? So I want you guys to think, Debbie, Melanie is a marvelous millionaire mentor. Yes! I love it. I love that. At my retreats, we have a unicorn horn because we call them unicorn moments when women actually activate their mission and their purpose. Caseyella actually was the last one that wore it at our retreat in Panama. And she went on. She almost quit her... she wants to be an international model, wanted to be an international model, and she almost quit. She was kind of getting up in age, and she was like, 24? Getting up in age in the model world. Anyways, gorgeous girl, character, all the things. She realized who she was. She's now had 13 international contracts in 2 years. So good. Okay. So living from the end in mind is the idea of the life that we want to have. It's the idea. Now, I want you guys to think about what is the life you actually want. If you could wave a magic wand and live your life any way you wanted, what would it look like? How would it feel? What would that be? Go ahead, drop it in the chat. Just some ideas. So for me, I want to have a family office that has $100 million worth of activated income, meaning it's producing $100 million, and that it does 15 million a year just in overrides, because I want to be able to pay my kids out and their kids out and their kids out. Now, is that an overwhelming, like from where I am right now, does that feel like a very big goal? Yes, of course, because running a family office, running the banking for that, knowing how to do it, that's all learning. That's all stuff I have to learn. But if I was being really honest with myself about what I wanted, the result is a $100 million family office. That's just the result. How am I going to get there? What do I want to create to get there? I'm building a financial ecosystem for women. And I'm talking like I want to have regenerative communities. I want to have a new education platform that's adopted by governments around the world where they're learning proper leadership, real education, stuff that they're going to be able to use. How to implement AI, how to, lead with integrity, like leading in a feminine way. So I have this whole ecosystem, right? Tokenization, cards, crypto, DeFi, silver and gold, the entire thing. Do I know how to do all of it? No. But what I do know is when I have the vision of what I want to create, then I can decide as that person. Krista says, living in a loft, traveling, my kid working with me, best-selling author, DV rejuvenation, teaching arid the world. Teaching around the world. I'm assuming that's what that's supposed to say. Okay. So if that's the goal, that's a great vision, right? If that's the goal, we have to live as if it's already happened. And that's living in it. What most people do is most people say, well, when I get the loft, when I'm traveling, then I'll be happy. Then I'll feel successful. When my kid's working with me, then I'll be happy. And then they try and visualize that thing happening. And they try and convince themselves that it's possible. The only problem with all of that is that it actually keeps the thing that you want away from you. That's why we have to live in the end in mind. It's already done. It's already done. So if I want a $100 million net worth family office, I have to believe first that it's already done. The Bible says, ask, believe, receive. Did you guys know that? Ask, believe, receive. You can't chase a horse. That's right. We talked about that on the last Masterclass. You cannot chase a stallion. It will run away from you. You want a stallion to come to you, you turn your back to it and it comes right to you. Just like your hopes and dreams. Living from the end is building the crystal clear picture of what it is that you want to create. Living in it is making decisions from that place. And I'll tell you exactly what happened for me last night, why the pain came into my eye. Number one, I made a decision to take my media person with me. I've never done that before. And I have in the past shied away from media attention. I've spoken on stages with 15,000 people and I get mobbed after. And it's beautiful. I want to talk to every single one of them. I'm not complaining. But when it then comes to the accolades that I get after that, I shy back from it and then I want to hide again. So I'm asking you, where have you stepped out in your life, gotten some traction, and then pulled back the moment it started to work? When have you moved into the future version of yourself, started to get some traction, it started to work, and then you pulled back? Linda, my Zoom just happened for you, didn't it? See, here's the thing. I know that when you guys go to step out, if we don't rewire your mind for success, if we don't rewire you to be the woman already, you're going to go turtle. I call it turtling. Ask my girls. You guys will get to know my girls. Brianna works with us. They turtle. You just turtle. It's like, oh, nope. That kind of work. No, I don't want to do it now. You know, and so, and the other thing that I talk about is ostriching. Most people with their finances, they act like ostriches. They stick their head in the sand and they don't want to hear it, right? So our relationship to money is directly tied to our relationship to our passion and our purpose for women. Not necessarily for men. Men can make money selling tires. They don't care. Not so much. And they shouldn't care. They're wired differently. Women, how many of you want to feel passionate about what you do? You want to believe in what you do. I hear that all the time, especially in network marketing. Well, I really need to believe in the product. Well, that's not actually true. I know hundreds of thousands of men that sell skincare, have never used it, and sell it and make millions of dollars. So it's not actually true that you need to believe in the product. But you need to say, for me, I want to feel in alignment with what I'm working on. See, the goal is not necessarily belief in a product or belief in a company or belief even in an opportunity. The goal is alignment with your soul's purpose. When you're in alignment with your soul's purpose, for example, why do I love network marketing? I love it when people are like, oh my God, you're in network marketing. Yeah, you know why? It changes people's lives. It gave me an opportunity to earn millions and millions and millions of dollars when I used to make $33,000 a year. There was no way on God's green earth running 2 companies and a church that I would have made millions of dollars. No way in hell. No way. Network marketing changed my life. Why do I believe in it? Because anyone can learn to do it. Anyone. Anyone who gets out of their own way can learn to do it. Why do I believe that, how we think about or how we think, like our mindset is so important? Because the mindset that I used to have around money, I used to go use my debit card and stress that it wasn't going to go through. I didn't know how to invest. I didn't know anything about trading. I knew nothing about the markets. I knew nothing about nothing about nothing. Right? I didn't know how to pay off debt and stay there. I didn't know any of that. Can you do this when you don't believe in yourself for a reason? Yes. Thank you for saying that. She has a reason not to believe in herself. That's an interesting perspective. How many of you have done something and failed? Anyone? Oh. How many of you have gotten into debt and couldn't get out of it? Anyone? How many of you don't have a retirement plan? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Anyone? What if you made the decisions that you made with the knowledge that you had at the time, and it was the best that you knew how to do with what you had then? And what if the new idea was that I am a new woman, I am learning new things, I will implement in a new way, and I can learn wealth? What if you can? What if instead of hanging on to the story that we failed, that we're not good at something? My favorite people, oh, I'm not good with money, or I'm not good at sales. Well, if you convince yourself to get through life every single day, you're pretty damn good at sales, because this shit's hard. And if you do it with a smile on your face, you're like top 1% in the world. So I don't believe you when you say you have a reason to believe in yourself. You created a reason not to succeed in the future. You've created a roadblock for yourself. I love that you said that. I'm so want to honor that, because this is the stuff that keeps us stuck permanently. Do you know how many times people start a network marketing business and one of their friends failed, or they failed in the past, so then they carry that belief into the future and they don't get a result? Can you imagine? We're going to hear from Morgan in just 10 minutes here. What if Morgan failed at a crop as a farmer, or had a horse die, which she just did, and decided because of that she bought the horse, just so you guys know. She bought a lame horse. She made the decision to buy the horse. What if she had hung on to that as well? She's failed. There's a reason she failed, and now she shouldn't try again. I love that history to her story. If like parents telling you you can't do that, that you're not good enough. Yes. Like spouses telling you you shouldn't invest in yourself. Do you know how many husbands are like, you shouldn't be investing in yourself, that's a waste of money, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, what would you rather me invest in then? Should I get some boobs? A new butt? What should I get that would work for you? Okay. I know, right? I'm a little sassy today. It gets worse when I don't have sleep. Okay. So what if we chose right now in this very moment to release the past? You guys went straight in for the kill today. Normally we don't do this till day 2. Here we are. Okay, normally you get to know me for a day before I jump in and mess with your mind in a good way. Okay, I want you guys to write down one thing right now that you need to forgive yourself for. Write it down. Just go ahead. If you don't have a pen and paper, just acknowledge there's one thing that you need to release yourself from to move into the future version of you. For me, it's hiding. For me, it's allowing outside influences to convince me that exposure is arrogant, that it's ego driven. That's what it is for me. Jennifer says, letting people down and being so far behind in life. Oof. If you guys got that whole I'm far behind in life, write that one down. When I started to sell myself versus my product, I struggle with that. I've tried thinking of it, I'm not selling myself, but my service. But there is still an underlying feeling, Krista, that is such good awareness. Such good awareness. It's really hard to follow somebody that refuses to walk ahead of you. So you can teach them to sell product, but if you're going to create a movement, it needs to be, here's what we're building, come join me. The question again is one thing that you need to forgive yourself for or let go of to move into the future version of yourself. Not being able to do this business. So good, Linda. Lois, for becoming deaf to not hear the negative. For becoming deaf to not... Oh, so you listen to too much negative? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, closing your mind tightly to the negative. Yeah. Okay. Do you think the coffee fairies would come by and drop off some coffee for me? Coffee fairy! Yep, she's going to come. It's amazing. Okay. For thinking I don't deserve it. Yes. What about security? Do any of you have any like safety feeling issues? Like, well, if I step out and do this, what if I fail? If I step out and do this, what happens if it doesn't work? Or what if... Is there any left?
In the other cup in the fridge.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, there's a whole other cup? I think I drank it already. Anyways.
If not, I made some.
Coffee Fairy's amazing. Okay, so I'm not good enough. Defeating belief. Yes. Okay, so I'm not good enough. Peyton, I'm so glad you're here. I know that we need to know each other. The moment Diane mentioned your name and then I don't know if you got my message, by the way. I did message you. But there's definitely something. For thinking it doesn't happen for people like me. Right? So good. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Who decided those things were true for you? Who decided you weren't good enough and those things didn't happen for people like you? Who decided that you listened to too much negativity or that you would allow negativity in your world? Who decided that you weren't good enough to learn about money or that you were too far behind in life? Who decided? And according to who? According to who? According to who is it arrogant for me to take a media person to this podcast and get footage that's going to literally be used in my business for the next year for $1,000 extra? Who decided that's true? Oh, it wasn't me. It was somebody else. I had the idea. I had the prompting. Then somebody else stepped out and said that, that feels unnecessary, la, 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 la. And I started to believe them. Who said that network marketing is hard? Who said that you're not good at this business? Who said that you're not good at sales? Who said that you're not a good leader? According to who? Remember I said facts are fluid? Every fact that you have showing up around you, the results that you currently have, are from decisions you made yesterday. Or the day before, or you know what I mean by yesterday. But they're not real. If you make different decisions today, your facts tomorrow are fluid. They'll change. They'll adjust. The world has to adjust. You are the creator. You are the co-creator in this entire program. I will tell you, though, what God is not doing. God is not saying, oh, there's a bird that I created. It can fly. It can dive in the water. It can do all the things. I hope. What if it can't fly? Oh my God. What if it can't swim? What if it doesn't know how to find its food? God's not doing that. God's like, there's a bird. It flies. This is how it works. This is how gravity works. This is how the laws work. And then he just lets it go. But we, as co-creators, are like, oh my gosh, I'm going to build this business. I'm going to make $10,000 a month, or I'm going to make $100,000 a month. I'm going to impact lives. I'm going to rescue lives. I'm going to do all these things. I hope it works. What if it doesn't? What if I invest in this and it doesn't work? What if I go to LA and I get this media person there? And what if the interview is terrible? And what if it never goes anywhere? And what if I don't market it properly? And what if? Write this down. What if frogs had pockets, carried guns, and shot snakes? What if frogs had pockets, carried guns, and shot snakes? Well, guess what? Frogs don't have pockets. We can play the what if game all day long. It doesn't get us anywhere. And as a matter of fact, what happens is we make a decision. It creates it, living from the end in mind. We have a vision. We make a decision to pursue it. We start acting towards it. And then instead of living in it, we wreck it with fear, doubt, criticism, negativity, allowing other people to convince us that this is a, you know, the number one reason people fail in network marketing? They're worried about what other people think. Do you know what the number one reason people fail in any business at all? They're worried about what people think. It's what they're worried about. Do you know why people don't go after their dreams? They're worried about what people think about. Do you know why women don't become sovereign, independent beings? Because they're worried about what people will think about. How many of you have said something like, I want to have $1 million, but I'm not greedy? I don't need that much money. I'm not greedy. Anybody? I love it. Susan's like, hell no. You're my people, Susan. But honestly, like when I started pursuing network marketing, the church started saying that I love money more than I love God. I had people telling my daughter that I loved money more than I loved her. She was 6. I had my friends telling me I was greedy because my income went to $30,000 a month and she stayed broke. We were both making $1,800 a month at the time. My income went to $30,000. I phoned her. I was so excited. I wanted to show her how to do it. She told me I was greedy and she never talked to me again. That was 17 years ago. Still to this day has never talked to me again. I raised her 4 kids. Best friend. Okay. I love that. Frogs do have lily pads, mentors. They hop on, learn from to stay afloat. Exactly. So what can you do right now with that? I release the timeline trap by trusting that my growth is blooming in perfect divine timing. I release the ghost of missed opportunities. Yes. Knowing that what is truly meant for me can never be missed. Yes. I release the habit of looking for defeat by acknowledging old patterns without giving them power. Guess who Delia is? I went to her house to buy a sweater from her yesterday. And then when I was there for 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, I'm not here for this sweater. I'll take all your clothes. I did buy a big bag of Free People clothes from her. But I also left there and I'm like, oh no, that was like literally divine timing. That was a divine, what do you call those? Collision. Boom, she says. Divine intervention. I need you guys to hear me. Your people, the people that are looking for you, are waiting for you. And if you do not step out and pursue your mission, your purpose, and your passion, they may be waiting a very long time. Now, they will not wait forever because the universe will bring to them what they need in one way, shape, or form. But you are now delaying not only your success, but theirs. As we step into greater, there may be times we leave others behind. I always do it with love. Yes, people love them on the way in and love them on the way out. Yes, has been 2 weeks for this. Yes, been a big 2 weeks for this. Okay, so let's talk about releasing those ideas, because we're talking about rewiring your mind, and I'm very serious about this. This isn't like I did a whole bunch of posting this week. This is not just another masterclass. I'll teach you guys all the how. I'll teach you the social media marketing, and I'll teach you the branding, and I'm going to teach you the, how to build an email list and how to, actually get results, right? Like I've created many six-figure earners, many seven-figure earners, no problem. And that's in coaching, consulting, traditional business. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just good at business. I'm gifted at it. But unless we get this piece figured out, you're just going to be struggling the whole time. And I want to get off the struggle bus. Anybody ready to get off the struggle bus? Let's just get off the struggle bus. Let's just exit the struggle bus. We'll just leave the bus, get on a different bus. Okay. So you wrote down something that you've been carrying around that's keeping you from your future. Pack my lunch and ready to go. She's a chef, by the way. I love that she said that. She's a vegan chef. So cool. Who has a kitchen that's waiting for her to step back into it. Also, we'll talk about that. So, you guys, how do you move past this idea? Well, number one, I want to acknowledge that the idea that you chose to believe has kept you safe till now, in your perception. It's kept you safe till now. I want off the struggle bus and I want to get on a private jet. Hell yeah. Okay. So the idea that you chose to believe has kept you safe till now. Also, it is a very convenient excuse as of today to stop yourself from moving forward. As of today. In the past, it's been keeping you safe, and that's fair. We as humans, we want to create parameters to keep ourselves safe, but we don't need that anymore. Because we recognize if we're going to live with the end in mind, and we're going to live in the end in mind, if we're connected to source and spirit, there's nothing to be afraid of. Because as you move forward in your life, in your vision, in your purpose, all things have been lined up for you. And everything you're seeking is already seeking you. It's already moving towards you. And as you step out, it moves towards you. Right? The bridge of incidences that is built, meaning you live from the end in mind, and then you make decisions in the end in mind, meaning you think like that person. Now, as you move forward, all the little, that saying that you don't see very often anymore, but it was probably on every one of your grandmother's walls. Do you remember the half moon with the staircase and the little angel? Do you guys know what that is? You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to see what? The first stair. So now, if we're going to continue to drag that belief into the future, and we know that it's not true according to who, it's not true. It kept us safe. It's done now. And we're going to use that excuse later today or tomorrow. We're now using it as an excuse. It's no longer a belief that's kept us safe. It's an excuse to keep us from moving forward. I'm also going to tell you, give you a warning. The world has trained us to be excuse makers. Literally. It is a hard truth, but it's very freeing, Katie. When you can be in a moment and be like, oh, I'm using that old belief as an excuse right now. No, I'm not going to do that, and just let it go. No, I'm gonna think from the end in mind. I'm gonna believe from the end in mind. I'm gonna believe that it's already done. Write it down. It's already done. It's already done. My $100 million net worth already done. 1 million women impacted. I want 2 million members. I have a program that I want to launch that's like it's not a program, it's an ecosystem. And I'm not wanting to launch it. See, even my language, I have to shift it because now I'm becoming aware. It's like there's pieces of it already in play. We already teach women how to trade. We already teach women how to invest in gold and silver. We already teach people how to build multiple streams of income. We already teach them how to pay off debt. We already teach them how to make more money. We already teach them how to think different. So there's only a few key pieces missing. I want to teach women how to build family offices. That's important to me. That you guys understand what a family office is and how it operates and how it matters to generations that come. I want to teach you, by the way, we have a retreat coming up in October. We have a retreat coming up in October in India. 15,000 women and children that this community has rescued, over 100,000 lives rescued through this program, but 15,000 that we've personally impacted. I'm going to take you guys to the property in India for those that you want to go. Money only comes from struggle. If it's easy, it's not safe or real. How many of you have that belief? That you have to work hard for money? That if it comes easily, it doesn't feel real? Oh yeah, Debbie had a crazy experience. This happened to me the other day. I heard my dad, deceased, say, oh, I wouldn't do that. What will they think? Before that would have stopped me in my tracks. But that day I said, thanks, Dad. I know you mean well and just want to protect me, but that no longer serves me. Create an interrupt. I love it. Okay, let's deal with the money struggle. Money comes easily and frequently from multiple sources on a continuous basis. Money comes easily and frequently from multiple sources on a continuous basis. Everything I touch turns to gold. It's increasing in quantities. When I make an investment, it doubles or triples in a short time. God brings the people and God takes the people away. I don't need to worry about that. My job's the mission. Money is not hard to make. Money is everywhere. If money is hard to make for you right now, it's the belief that you're holding about money. I promise you. Okay. I want to bring Morgan up. I want you guys to hear from her. She was on the Masterclass last month in December. She did jump into the 6-month program into Millionaire Breakthrough, even though money was tight. And it was not an easy decision for her. I mean, it was an easy decision, but it wasn't like, oh, I just got money floating around in the sky. And so can we just promote Morgan? I have to do that, right? Because I didn't promote Jennifer. That's my fault. Okay, Morgan, here we go. Okay, you there, Morgan?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, I'm just going to fix the spotlight so that we can see you. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to tell on you for a minute. So Morgan shows up, never met her before, shows up on a masterclass just like this, like half of you guys, I don't know. And I remember day one, she had a pretty significant shift. I don't know what it was, but that's okay. And doesn't actually matter specifically. But Morgan, can you just tell everybody, first of all, name, where you're from, what you do?
Yeah, so my name's Morgan Cole. I run Cole Canyon Farm with my husband and my son. We're located in Laurel, Montana. We made the shift to sheep, so we used to do goats, so there's been quite a bit of changes. And I jumped on Melanie's class, and it was pretty life-changing. I'm not gonna lie, it's changed our whole trajectory.
Okay, and what happened for you on the master class that was the biggest shift, or can you pinpoint it? Well, actually, let's start with this. Where were you mentally, emotionally prior to the master class, and what happened for you? That might be easier to frame it.
Yeah, so that is because there was a lot that happened before. So my husband, Andy, quit his normal 9 to 5 job. We took a leap to start doing welding. On top of it, because you do need multiple income streams, and we knew that. But like our farm was not profiting. We didn't profit last year. We didn't even break half of our feed bill, so we had to make a lot of changes. So before it was just kind of like struggling. I was mentally down. Like how, I'm a disabled veteran, so we do have that income, so that kind of keeps us solid day to day. But how were we going to break out of this poverty of only making $42,000 a year and actually be able to grow a working first generation farm? You can't really do that when you're only making $42,000. So that's where we were before. I felt pretty beat down. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen on my own. But I just, I felt really lost, honestly. It was really, really hard.
And then you hopped on the master class, and then you decided to jump into the program, and we did your onboarding call, which one of the fast action bonuses for you last month was a one-on-one with me. And what happened for you? Because the results are crazy.
Yeah, so money was really tight. I'll be really honest. Like, me and my husband sat down and I said, I'm investing in myself. That's what I'm doing in 2026. I could go to college and do all that, but that's not going to give me this content. So we decided it is happening. We're making a budget for it. So I jumped on. The one-on-one was life-changing for me in the sense that we were just throwing spaghetti at the wall before. Me and my husband, our team, we have our son, and just throwing the spaghetti wasn't going to work anymore. But we needed a defined, clear path of how to even figure out where we were standing. So a lot of you guys may be like, well, I don't know what a profit and loss is. I don't even know how to do that. But you got to start somewhere. So you got to pull your head out of the sand and stop. And that was our big thing in that master class that came to me. And then when I had my one-on-one, Melanie helped us pinpoint we needed to open up our own Facebook group. So we do. It's Built from Dirt Farm School. We need to get people that have the same idea or view in there. And we did. We've already done a giveaway. We're finishing up our second giveaway for the runner-up, and we have over 400 people. So being able to have Melanie sit down is really important. I'm going to invest in more one-on-ones once the bills come a little easier for us, and that's okay, because just having one-on-one was that life-changing. And I mean, Melanie really did. It changed my life. I'm more positive in the struggles we go through. As you heard, we're having to put a horse down. And it's really hard, but I was sitting there and I was like, it's going to all come to us. And then we were literally offered a free horse that has papers to replace the great filly we're putting down. And good things come to good people. And if I didn't believe that, I could have gotten really kicked down and said I was done. It would have taken me out for a month to get over the loss of a horse. But instead, I'm still, I'm here today, even though it's hard emotionally. We're having to get prepared to put Bambi down. And still being positive. So that one-on-one with Melanie was able to push me through some really big hurdles that came up with the farm. And we're getting on the right path to buying a different property. We're getting pre-approved right now to expand the farm. We don't have water. So there's so many things that came from just one 30-minute phone call with Melanie. So even if you feel like you can't afford the masterclass, which honestly, I believe taking that next step was really important for us, then you should at least try and get one-on-one phone call with her, because just the amount that we've been able to focus in on and move forward is crazy. I've never been able to get over this hurdle, but here we are. We're finally over it, and that's a huge thing.
I love it. And I'm going to tell on her, because she's like, yeah, we got 400 people in the Facebook group. No, she has 400 highly engaged people in her Facebook group. She has people ready to buy her course the moment it drops. She has people that are like, tell me more, give me more, do the thing. And so she's really moved. And what you said, Morgan, is so powerful. And what I need people to hear, we already said it. When you make the decision to move towards what you want automatically moves towards you. So those people were waiting this whole time for you just to say, hey, follow me, but you weren't saying it. So the moment you're like, hey, follow me, they're like, yes, I'll follow you, right? So I'm really proud of you. Sorry for the horse, obviously. I love that you guys, you hear what she said. I believe that, good things happen to good people. And before the first horse is gone, a second horse has been gifted. Do you guys understand that? That's not normal. Hey, has anybody phoned you lately and said, hey, Michelle, you want a horse? It's not normal, to get gifted a horse. And then here she is, having replaced what she hasn't even already lost. She hasn't even lost it yet, truly, and it's already being replaced. So Morgan, I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited to get your course. I know it's like you're getting ready to drop it in the portal. So she's also got her funnel platform set up. She's moving towards building her email list. So I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see you soar. It's going to be amazing this year.
Yeah, thank you. I'm super excited. So if you guys do anything in 2026, I would highly recommend investing in yourself. I've never taken coaching. I learned a lot of this in corporate America, what I've done. And Melanie's taught me things that I'm talking big companies where I was top 10%, didn't teach me this. They taught me how to work for them. She's going to teach you how to work for yourself. So it doesn't matter what you do, networking or sheep farming. Honestly, invest in yourself this year, ladies.
I love that you're a sheep farmer. I seriously want to get you a t-shirt. It's the best. You guys, thank you, Morgan, for being here. I appreciate you taking the time to share. It's a very, very big deal. So you guys, the reason I wanted to bring Morgan on is because there was several shifts that occurred for her coming out of the last masterclass, and I really believe that those shifts are available to you too. Number one, she was willing to let go of the fear, doubt, and pain. If you guys can please, actually, Morgan, can you put your Instagram handle in the chat, please, so that they can go ahead and follow you and find you on Facebook and do all of the things. You guys can follow along her journey and support her and cheer her on. That would be really cool. And if you know anybody homesteading, farming, get them in our Facebook group, because that's what this is all about, right? It's about elevating the other people around us. So you can do what Morgan did. You can decide to get off the struggle bus. And that's really what she decided to do. She's like, okay, listen, I'm beat down emotionally. I'm stressed out. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never taken coaching. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to do it. And she just decided. And I'm not talking about taking the coaching. I'm leaving the old pattern behind, leaving the old person behind. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing are you to leave the old person behind? How many of you how many of you feel like you're on the threshold of a next level you? If that's you, give me a wave. If you feel like you're on the threshold, you're like, it's like there, right? And you just need that step. This is a step that you need. You stepping, yes, the new wave. You stepping over that threshold. The block that you feel is imaginary. It's not real. It's the old you trying to keep you safe, which we've already decided. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate that, but I'm good now. The new you calling you forward, and you're standing in between the two of them listening to the argument. The old you is trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you pulled back, trying to keep you doing what you've always done, trying to keep you earning what you've always earned, trying to keep you hanging out with who you've always hung out with, doing things how you've always done them, because it's safe. The new you is like, no, let's go, Carrie, let's go, Susan, let's go, Michelle, let's go, Julie, let's Deanna, let's go. Let's go, come on. And you, in this moment, are standing there, listening to the argument between the two of them. I love it. Moving into it now. Yes, ma'am. Identity upgrade ready. Yes. Millionaire activation. Let's go. Do you know everything you need to know? Absolutely not. Can you learn it along the way? For sure. Are you going to make errors? Absolutely. And errors, by the way, let's talk about mistakes, because I'm going to completely, in this moment, eradicate that word from your vocabulary for the rest of your life. How many of you would like to never make a mistake again, ever? Ever. Okay, this is how you do it. There's an Indian chief being interviewed, by a North American press guy, and he's doing translation. And the Indian chief is going through the whole language, how it works, etc. And the guy said, well, what's the word for mistake? I need the word for mistake. The chief's like, what do you mean mistake? He goes, well, like when you do something and it doesn't work out how you think. He's like, we don't have a word for that. The guy's like, well, you have to have a word for it. He goes, no, we have a saying for that. It's not a word. It is, my arrow did not go where I intended. My arrow did not go where I intended. I shot at the deer, but my arrow did not go where I intended. Is that a mistake? Or did you just simply miss the mark and you need to try again? The word mistake is made up. It's fake. It doesn't work. It doesn't exist. It's a fugazi. I told you guys, this is stuff. I'm not teaching you anything I don't apply in my daily life. This has made me millions and millions and millions of dollars. This morning when I got up and my funnel was broken and there's 27 of you here instead of the 100 that was registered. Oh, by the way, if you are VIP, note, if you are VIP, your payment did not go through. There was one person that went through. Everyone else has failed. We don't know why. Jennifer is going to drop the VIP link in the comments, which will start directly after this masterclass. And if you think this is good, VIP is better. It's $47. You get lifetime recording. You get a workbook, all the things. So you can revisit this and deal with your crap over and over again. Jennifer, if you want to put it in the chat, that would be helpful. You do need to re-register. No one's went through. And there is a separate Zoom link. So once you register on the thank you page, there is a Zoom link that you need to register for to get into that class. Okay? If none of you register, I'm totally fine for that. I'm down, whatever. But I'm here to do the class. So if you guys go ahead and get registered. There was like several people, like 10 or 12 that did register. And every single payment failed and it wasn't you. It was our system. Also don't know why. Anyways, having said that, mistake. Did I make a mistake? No. Did my arrow go where I intended? No. Am I self-correcting right now? Yes. That is how you're going to look at your life from now on. If you choose to accept Yeah. Do you have the link, Jennifer? I sent it to you in Facebook, the link for them to re-register. So, my arrow did not go where I intended. That is a very basic belief that you can adopt about your life. My arrow did not go where I intended. You are not too late. Your arrow did not go where you intended. You're starting today. You are not too fat. Your arrow did not go where you intended. You're starting today. You are not too lazy. Your arrow did not go where you intended. You're starting today. We can try again today, and we can try again 1,000 times. This is why Edison's story is so powerful. How many times did Edison try to invent the light bulb? Somebody drop in the chat. You guys got to know the answer to this. $10,000 times. Edison tried the light bulb 1,000 times. Close though, Katie. It's 10,000 hours, or Julie, it's 10,000 hours to become a master, which he also did. But he did 1,000 attempts at the light bulb before it was like 1,003 or 1,004 before he got it to work. Are you guys grateful that Edison didn't have a pity party, throw up his hands and quit? One of the greatest minds of all time, some of the greatest inventions of all time. Now, let me ask you this question. Do you think that if Edison had quit, had a pity party and thrown up his hands, that God would have said, well, I guess the planet doesn't need light? Or would he have found another vessel? Walt Disney filed bankruptcy 9 or 19 times before Disney World succeeded. Yeah. Also, there are so many cases of people. Apple. Steve Jobs. Okay. Let me ask you this. What if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you actually do this year? If you knew you couldn't fail. if you knew you couldn't fail. I will tell you guys, this India trip for me is one of those if you knew you couldn't fail moments. I book retreats all the time, but I have never opened my life and my ministry, so to speak, to, I allow people to contribute, right? Like it's a registered charity, right? Like my partners are registered. So in the US, you get a tax receipt. It's actually a registered charity. So I've opened for my community to contribute, but I have never taken anybody there with me. This for me is a line in the sand. Do you know why? Because I had people a few years ago attack me online saying I was stealing the money and that the money never actually went to the kids. People that I helped make $180,000 in their first year in network marketing. If I helped you make $180,000 your first year in network marketing, would you then accuse me of stealing money? Maybe. I don't know. Because I don't know who's going to do that, do I? But here's what I am going to do. I'm going to take, there's 32 rooms. I'm going to fill them, and I'm going to take the ones that are supposed to be there. And if anybody attacks me over it, well, I guess they're going to attack me. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to impact 100,000 people, women and children's lives this year through She's Creating an Empire with the money that's raised and the courses that are given. We rescue children from slavery. We rescue women from prostitution. We help them get businesses. We give them microloans. We give them training, medical care, counseling, food, a safe place to live so that they're not being beaten in the street. Right? Like this is like a real ministry. We do this every single day. I'm going to take y'all there to see it. Why? Because I know that once you figure out that your life actually matters and what you do actually has an impact, and whether you decide to succeed or not this year matters, maybe you'll stop playing games. I'm at the place in my career where I can't stand by and watch women cause themselves to fail because they're afraid that it won't work, or they're afraid that they're not good enough because they've been told they're not good enough, because they've been told that they're not good with money, because they've been told to let their husbands handle the finances. They've been told that it's all going to work out just fine. They've been told that I don't even know what. I will tell you right now that to retire with any kind of lifestyle, you need to have about 10 million in the bank. Anybody got that? Anybody you know got that? And yet we're all walking around like chickens clucking in the coop, pretending that it's all going to be okay. Oh, there you go, Katie. That it's in test mode. I can fix that. Okay. I want you guys to take a minute while I go and fix this for y'all. It won't take me long. I want you guys to think about what you would do this year truly if you knew you couldn't fail. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? Where would you go? Who would you help? What would it feel like? When I got super clear on what it would feel like to actually step into my calling and actually help as many women as I wanted to help, and when I could picture their faces and I could see, the entire kind of vision of what I was creating, and I took the time, all of a sudden, those stories mattered to me more than my fear. When I focused on who it was that I got to help. And when your story became more important than my story, and when your people's story becomes more important than your story, that's when we're going to see movement. That's when we're going to help women actually break free. Because the truth is, if you guys don't know this already, there is $70 trillion worth of money moving into women's hands now, like starting now, and they're not prepared for it, which means they're going to waste it. They're going to get scammed. There's going to be or let me ask you differently. Do you know anybody that has been scammed in the money arena? Crypto scam, right? Banking scam, investment scam, real estate scam. So, if we think about that, how important is it to you to have an education in that arena? Older women, yet? Sadly, yes. Younger women too. My daughter was scammed on a bank scam. $1,700 that she didn't have. She phoned me in tears. I'm like, honey, you know that you phoned me before, right? Not after. But it looked legit. It was a bank. And my kids are trained. So if my kids are trained and know how to do it, what's happening to the women that aren't trained? That don't know how to do it? Okay, well, I thought I knew how to fix this, but this is my life right now. This is how I know I'm on the right track, you guys, because what you guys are learning today, would you agree that the information you received today could literally change the world if we all just believed? If we all just believed in ourselves, believed in possibility. What if you encourage the women around you to believe in themselves? Diane's on here, and I want to give Diane kudos because she brought 10 women to the last Masterclass, and literally 4 of them have completely changed their lives in 1 month. What? And she's not even the one she's doing the work. She's inviting people, but she's not doing the work. Yes, needs to be repeated. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if you want VIP, I want you to drop it in the chat right now. If you want the VIP, I want you to drop in the chat. I will get you, I'll get Jennifer to get you the Zoom link, and we'll get you paid after the event, because I don't know what's happening right now. If you want the VIP, form a circle. Yeah, form a circle, all of us. Yeah, so Susan, Katie, Linda, if you want VIP, you can go ahead, and she's going to privately, in the Zoom, she's going to message you the link right now for the Zoom, okay? Linda, yeah, message it to Linda too, Jennifer. And if you are in Millionaire Breakthrough already, I am gifting you VIP today. I did put it in the membership, so you guys are all welcome to come. VIP, it will start in 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and we will go for about an hour, but it is just a deeper dive, and you're going to have a workbook also. So $45 for that. Okay, so I want to take a minute and move you through this energy, because now, can you guys all feel how we all just showed up? Can you feel that energetically? How everyone just kind of calibrated to the idea that it's possible for you? I want you to put in the chat. Sorry, Jennifer, now you're going to have to go chasing names, but I want you to put in the chat one thing that you would do this year if you knew you couldn't fail. Drop in the chat. I want to see it. By the way, we do one-on-one coaching, also hot seat coaching in the VIP. So if you have something that you want to work through or have questions, we also do that. So it's not just me talking, it's also that. Michelle says, a new vitality company. Yours? You'd own it, Michelle? Go to India with me. Yes, you should come. You would love it, Krista. Michelle. Yes. Okay. So you want to own a new vitality company. Okay. So owning the company is easy. You could do that tomorrow. Is that actually the goal? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would the actual goal be? What would you actually create? Because creating a company, I can show you how to do that in 15 minutes. Julie, create a second nonprofit that I have in mind. Okay. So Julie, we could also do that in 5 minutes. Takes no time. Do you see what we do to ourselves? Well, I would create a company. I can create a company in 15 minutes. Literally online. That's not the actual goal. This is how we play games with ourselves. What would I actually do this year? Let's pick a money goal. Because I think money is a good marker. Like, Julie, you want a nonprofit? Is it to raise money for something? Help 50 women create a second or third stream of income to relieve the financial worry going into retirement. I'm in. Let's do it, Debbie. Have my side hustle create a stream of income that makes me 150 grand residually. Love it. 150, just so you know, 250 is easier. I'll help you get to 150, but 250 is easier. I don't know why. 250 is a good number. 50,000. The way I think about network marketing is 50 to 60,000 is a great first goal. 100,000 is a good second goal, like in your mind, because I'm asking you guys what you would do if you knew you wouldn't fail. Then my next question is, what do you believe you can do? That's my next question. What do you believe you can do? I am down with 250, right? I'll go for 250, exactly. 2 separate causes. Okay. So create an additional 50,000 this year. Carrie, that is an amazing goal. That's a really good goal. Do you believe you can do it? What if it was totally possible? What if you decided that you already made, what if you were the woman that already made $50,000? What would she do differently than what you're doing now? That's the question. What would the person that has what you want do differently than what you're doing right now? Michelle, create the company that people can affordably purchase peptides. Make $10,000 a month, and I am going to make this happen. I love that, Michelle. Peptides are the bomb, by the way. Send me the information. I take peptides pretty much every day. Changed my life. If you've never done it before, how much do you know? How much is a good number? Julie, good question. You decide. Do you know, this is really important. I want you guys to hear this. Yeah, Katie, seriously, peptides, like, let's go. 85,000. You know what we should do? Michelle, are you currently selling peptides? Linda, be at a level of 2,000 per month. Krista, 85,000 for the year. Okay, so I'm going to tell, it's story time. We have 20 minutes left. I promise I'm going to bring this in for a landing. When I started in network marketing, the first time, I made no money. When I started the second time, I made no money. Not only did I not make money, I spent money on products. Well, the first one was Avon. It's not really network marketing. It's more of a party plan. The second one was Excel Communications. Never did it. Enrolled, didn't do it. I was that person. I enrolled and then disappeared. I was 18. Then Young Living. Learned everything I know about essential oils. Literally still use them today, all day long. If essential oils are the bomb.com. Like, literally. I don't even know how anybody lives without this stuff. My husband calls it my witchy medicine. Like, my kids have he's like, can you get your witchy stuff? Like, everything in my house is treated with essential oils first. Everything. Sore throats, headaches, fungus, name it. That's how we treat it. And then if we can't deal with it that way, then we get medicine. So that was that. Learned a lot, made no money. Spent a lot of money. Then, New Skin. Didn't make any money there. Spent a lot of money. So am I a big failure? Oh, but wait. How'd the story end? Does anybody know how the story ended? $80 million in global sales, 17 countries, hundreds of thousands of people in my teams. Then I joined a little company called Fortune High Tech Marketing. When I was running 2 companies, had 44 employees, $65,000 a month in overhead before I made a dime, 3 foster kids under the age of 7, my own kid, 2 dogs, single mom, running a church. And everyone told me it wasn't going to work. And everyone told me that I was pursuing worldly obsessions and I love money more than I love God. So I retired from the church. Bye. And then everyone told my daughter that I love money more than I loved her. And I said bye to those people too. Lose my number. Why? Why did I all of a sudden because that's what people saw. People saw me come into network marketing into this company. And they saw me double in my first month. I made $4,400. By my third month, I was making $30,000 and went on to make millions of dollars. Went to the top of the comp plan. They created a new rank. I qualified for that, and then I doubled it. First people in the company, we doubled the national code. We were the first people to double it. Except, actually, I think we did beat the number one earner in doubling it. The month the company shut down was the biggest check we ever had. We were in full-blown momentum. Everyone else was sucking. No, they weren't. The business was. Ours, full-blown momentum. House parties of 60, 100 people a night, 4 nights a week in 16 different cities. Why? Because I decided. I went to my first event that I could not afford to get to. I couldn't afford it. I borrowed money from my mom to get started. I borrowed money from my mom to get to the first event. I went to the first event. Paul Orbison, the owner of the company, was on stage. I was listening to him talk. And afterwards, my upline took me to meet him. And I'll never forget this. Paul said, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you." If you guys know Paul, he's just delicious. "So nice to meet you. What's your plans? What's your plans with the company?" I said, "I'm going to have 5,000 people in my downline in the next 12 months. And he's like, "Oh, that's a good goal." He said, "I want you to know that I talked to a lot of people globally for a really long time on all kinds of stages." And he said, "Every once in a while, God puts a highlighter on some people. And I want you to know that God had a highlighter on you." And what Paul had seen was my decision. See, God didn't anoint me for that success. That's what people think. People think that some people are just anointed at certain times. It's not what happened. Paul saw my decision. And you know why he saw it? Because he made the same decision when he was broke and couldn't afford it and driving all over town, doing meetings all over the States. And he literally, no cell phones, he's driving, gets to a meeting, passes out, by the way, speaking in front of a audience, passes out, actually passes out, goes upstairs, has to leave because he can't afford a hotel room. Credit card won't work. No cell phone. We're talking the dude went through it, but he had decided. So was it that he saw that God anointed me for that? No, he saw my decision. And what I decided after I told Paul what my goal was, my upline pulled me aside and said, "Don't ever embarrass me like that again." I was like, "Pardon me?" He goes, "No one puts 5,000 people in their downline in a year. No one does that." And I said, "Yeah, fucking watch me." I was so mad at him. I'm like, "You're going to give me crap because I have a vision for my business? You're the wrong person." And I walked away because I wasn't willing to allow anyone to come near my goal. And guess what I did? 5,000 people in my downline, straight to the top of that company. Met Greg, we partnered together, built a massive business, massive. Then I started working 120 hours a week. And I said, if this is network marketing, I don't want it. If this is network marketing, I'm not interested. I got into this to be free, not to be a slave. So then I learned everything I'm teaching you. I learned how to step into feminine energy to build my business. I learned how to do more with less. I learned how to get my time management under control. I learned how to get my money under control so that I could actually have my money go to work for me. I learned how to, Lisa was there. Lisa was there for all of it. I love it. Lisa was actually there. Lisa was in our business in the very first month or so. Her and Greg were friends. So I need you guys to hear me. How do you know this story came from how do you know how much is the right number? You decide. You get to decide. For me, this year, my goal, how I have learned to set goals now. If you guys don't have my planner, When you join Millionaire Breakthrough, you actually get the digital planner. If you want to order the physical one, you can do that today. Anytime you get time management training with it, all of it. It's also included inside of Millionaire Breakthrough. But I learned to set goals in 3 ways. I have a big, hairy, audacious goal that's like, holy crap, if that happened, that'd be amazing. And then I have a middle of the road goal. And then I have a bare minimum goal. I never aim for the bare minimum goal. I always aim for the big one. But I also know, the planner is awesome, isn't it? Yeah. So I also know that when I'm going to reach my goals, that I and most people have a habit of slipping into self-punishment if they don't reach them. Right? They get goal fatigue. They're like, oh, I should have done this differently. I should have done that differently. La, 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 all the things. So what I would say for you, Julie, is a good goal would be for, number one, I want you to focus on the first nonprofit. You can start the second or keep the idea, but we need to solidify the action. My rule of thumb is we only open second streams of income when the first one is solidified. That's my rule of thumb. So for example, let's say you have a main source of income right now and it's rocking and rolling. Awesome. Let's open a secondary one. Unless it's investing. Like trading, fill your boots. Trading, you can do in an hour a day, especially with copy and pasting and all that stuff, hour a day. The gold and silver, again, investing. But if you're going to build a second stream of income, you need to make sure the first one's solidified. So for you, your nonprofit needs to be solidified. What's a good goal? So I want you guys to think about your goals right now. Your if I knew I couldn't fail goal, that's your big goal. If I knew I couldn't fail, I would do this. And then I want you to take the pressure off of your nervous system, rewire yourself for feminine wealth, and move into an ease state. So I'll give you guys an example. My big goal this year is $10 million in my coaching business. That's not all profit. You guys understand that coaching businesses are not all profit. It takes some money to run this stuff, right? Okay. So it's $10 million. My middle goal for me is $3 million. So $10 million is my big goal. 3 million. Why the difference? Because I know that after 3 million, it'll flow like water. That's how it works. It's like network marketing. The first 10,000 a month is the hardest. And then after you get past that, 10 to 50, it kind of just starts to flow. And then once you hit to 50, then you got another push and then it goes, right? So if you guys think about your big goal, then you want to ease off on the nervous system. What's your middle goal and what's your must-happen goal? Now, the must-happen goal is the goal that I would say you want to take action from the big goal, but you want to use the ease and flow of the first one. So I'll just explain to you what that means, because I think this is a really important lesson that none of us are actually taught. When you are setting your goals. Let's use your big hairy goal, your big goal. How many of you got a big goal in mind? If you got a big goal in mind, wave at me so I can see. Okay? You got a big goal. I want you to check in with your body just for a minute and ask yourself, what's happening inside of you right now when you think about that goal? Are you wondering how it's going to happen? Do you have some trepidation? A little bit of fear? Tummy flip, yeah, a little bit of like going on. That's what we have to learn, uncertain how, but know it will come. Here's the thing, our job is not the how. This is really important for you guys to hear. Our job is not the how. Our job is the what. When we combine the what with the profit producing activities, how it gets there is God's issue. So, for example, I can say, okay, well, I'm going to film my retreat in India. It's only 32 rooms, shouldn't be hard, right? But it is India. Like, I'm taking people to a foreign country that scares them a little bit. So I can say, okay, well, I have this goal to fill it. If I then move into, oh my God, how am I going to do that? I've shut the door to the how that was already going to come. Everything you're seeking is already seeking you. See, I might think, oh, well, I'm going to get Linda to come to India. But if I think Linda's going to come to India and I hang my hat on Linda coming to India and then Linda doesn't come to India, what happens to me internally? You all do this in your network marketing businesses. Oh, I signed up this person. Or in your nonprofit, oh, I got this going on and it's going to work that way. And then when it doesn't work that way, what happens? You lose energy, you lose momentum, you lose flow, right? We have to focus on the goal and then we have to manage our emotions around it. So if you had fear or doubt pop up or, oh my gosh, I don't know how that's going to work. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't know what's up. That's the stuff we have to manage. How do you do it? Self-guided meditation. We're going to do that inside of VIP today. I'm going to show you guys actually how to do that and shift it. That was some of the girls' favorite stuff last time, was the meditations, because it instantly moves you. We'll do that inside of VIP. And if you do want VIP and you haven't dropped VIP, put VIP in the chat. But if you guys think about how would you shift your state? Remember I said facts are what? Fluid. Your state matters. So if your state matters, that's when I say state, that's what I'm talking about. What state are you embodying when you're thinking about your goals? Is it the energy of it's already done, it's certain, it's here, I'm living in it? Are you thinking from it done? Bob Proctor taught us what? I'm so happy and grateful now that. Bob Proctor was our personal mentor for 5 years. And then we did group coaching with him for a long time. I'm so happy. Look at this. You guys want proof? I live what I'm talking about. I'm going to read this to you. I wrote this August 13th, 2009. Do you still have your goal card from 2009? This is why I've made millions of dollars and sold 80 million. Because I don't deviate. I might get off the path. The vehicle might change. But let me freaking tell you, my mission has not changed. I will have in my possession $100 million. This is before. I just started network marketing. I probably hadn't even made $10,000 at this point. I will have in my possession $100 million. I intend to give the people the tools, motivation, and coaching and belief that they need to get free in return for the money I desire. I will do this by being the rank of the company at that time, and an author, speaker, and setting up automated sources of income. I am so happy and grateful knowing this is so. I travel and live first class. I'm in the best shape of my life because I discipline myself to choose life. Greg and I are deeply and romantically in love. We have won. Story hasn't changed. This is why your mission matters. This is why the rank in your company doesn't matter. This is why the vehicle doesn't matter. Julie, this is why whether your nonprofit succeeds or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is your mission. Is your mission written out? Are you committed? Because who loses if I don't do this? The 1 million women that I'm supposed to impact. My children, my grandchildren, the world. You're here to make the world a better place. By design, you are here to make the world a better place. And if you feel like you're too late for that, you're not. You wouldn't be in my energy if you were. There's plenty of coaches that'll let you float along and make social media posts and tell you you're doing a great job. I'll tell you you're doing a great job while we actually get results in your business, while you're actually making money, while we actually step over into that threshold. So, to wrap it up in the next 5 minutes, with your goals, your homework is before tomorrow. I want you to acknowledge that you have a desire for more in your life, because a lot of you have put down the desire. You have backed off. You have decided that it's too late for you, or it's not going to work, or the market's changing, or we're in a recession, or network marketing doesn't work anymore, or you don't know how to figure it out, or blah, 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 blah. whatever your reason is. We acknowledge that that reason kept you safe till now. We no longer need that reason. So we're going to thank ourselves for protecting us up until now, but now we can step into the life that God has actually intended us for us to live, whatever yours is. And then I want you to really think about, and we're going to do this in VIP, we're going to go through a visualization that you guys can do, but I want you guys to really think about your goal and embodying it as if it was done. It's done. You're not waiting for it to come. You're not hoping it's going to show up. It's literally done. You're looking at it from the future, done. Not opening your bank account, seeing it there, but like it's been there for 2 years. It's already done. That's the embodiment piece of this. We have to bring that energy into the now. We have to build from there. We have to build from that energy. And shift your state daily. Sometimes you have to shift your state 15 times a day. Some of you have a habit of fear and doubt. And to break a habit of fear and doubt, we have to shift the state every time. Like I had to do 10 times this morning. Right? And now I'm here and I'm doing it. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm so grateful that God brought the right people, that the right people got the link. I'm so grateful that those of you that are coming into VIP, I see Julie wants VIP. I'm so grateful for you guys coming in there, the work that we're going to do. I'm so grateful for tomorrow. I'm so grateful for the next day. And I'm also grateful for the rooms that are going to be filled in India. And I'm grateful for the 1 million lives that we're going to impact. And the timeline is not my business. The business is this. This is the business. So I want you to write out your I'm so happy and grateful card tonight. I want you to think about your goal, your mission. If you don't know what it is, that's okay. If you're confused about your mission, the difference between your mission and your goal, well, we can work on that in VIP. But your mission never changes. Your mission, you can't give up on your mission. You can give up on a company. You can give up on an opportunity. You can give up on whatever you want to give up on. But this, you can't give up on. This is your life purpose. This is why you're here. This is what you've been called to do. This is what you've been knit together to do. This is why you're you. This is why you're not me. Because you have your calling. And it's different than mine. You reach different people differently. There are people that, I'm not their teacher. You are. There are people that need for you to fulfill your calling. For example, my partner in India, he fulfills his calling because I fulfill my calling. Is my calling to be on the ground in India? No. Do I want to live in India? Heck no. Do I want to support the work? Yes. Do you see? So it's not that you have to have the same calling as me or the people around you do. The point is that you have been called for a reason and a time, and this is it. So homework is goal, state, embodying the state, pulling that into yourself, and writing out your I'm so happy and grateful. Okay? So actually, Jennifer, if we can include the goal cards inside of the VIP portal, that'd be great. We'll give you guys these to print off. This was written, Diane, you're going to love this. This is so good. Diane, do you see that? Independent rep form. This was ripped off the corner. We used to have to manually do forms. Like we took people's names and credit cards and mailed them in. This was ripped off of a form, and I wrote this out in a class with Bob Proctor. Oh, hilarious. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow, if you have anybody that you want to invite for tomorrow, it's not too late. Invite them to the free class. Let them know the VIP is fired to get that if they want. We'll get the window fixed. I'll have that done for you guys anyways. If you are VIP, make sure you have the link for the Zoom, and then we'll get you the link to pay after. You're so welcome, Carrie. You're so welcome, Michelle, Krista. So grateful. And we'll see you same time tomorrow. If you're not coming to VIP, we'll be here tomorrow, same time. And tomorrow's going to be really about moving into the energy and momentum of a rewired mind for wealth. Like, what is it going to look like? And actual, the embodiment, the momentum, the job of it, so that you guys can come out of this master class with absolute clarity and momentum. I'm so excited that you're here. I will see you in the VIP. Give me 5 minutes. You guys, I'm going to grab more coffee because clearly I should sleep more. And then we will see you there. Yes, Jennifer.
Mel, real quick, since you're going to take a quick 5-minute break, will you leave this one running for 5 more minutes just to make sure the VIPs all got their link to register?
Yes, I will do it. And then we'll hop into VIP. So for VIPs, let's say 10 after 2. That's 9 minutes from now. But we'll leave this room open for 5 minutes. And Jennifer, I'm just going to promote you so that you can, at 2:06, 2:07, end the room. Okay, guys, I'll either see you in the VIP or I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so those of you who wanted VIP, I sent you the link to pay. It may or may not work, so don't stress about that. I'm sending you each now the link to register to go ahead and get into the VIP.
It will not work because I did not fix it.
Okay, perfect. So don't stress about it. You have it. Don't worry about it. The main thing is I'm sending you the link. If you don't already have it, I'm double checking to make sure it went through. The link to register for the VIP Zoom. Mary, I think you're the only one left to make sure you get it. I'm double checking. Diane. Okay, so if anybody has not, Deanna, you want it? I'm sending you the link to the Zoom.
It's not bad though.
And let's see. Okay, Katie, you want the link to the Zoom. Okay. Katie, I sent it in the message here. Let me know if you don't get it. Susan, I'm going to send it to you again. Check that. Julie, did you get it in your chat here? Katie got it. Perfect. Okay. Katie, I'm going to make sure you do register, though, for the Zoom, because you do have to actually register for it. So grab that link that I just sent you. Okay. Did anybody else want the link to the Zoom and did not get it yet? And then I will make sure, like Mel said, we'll connect with you after to make sure we get your payment taken care of once we figure out what that tech fun is. See, it can be messy and yet still do it anyway, right? We're going to learn so much from Melanie. She's just so amazing. Susan, I'm sending it here in your chat here.